Hello, it's August 8th, 2011, and I am making a trying to make a fast update about what's happening in Fukushima. They detected 10,000 millisieverts next to a pipe at the power plant. My understanding of the news is that it happened, these levels were detected outside. Well, 10,000 millisieverts is 10 sieverts, which means that if you're exposed to that level for an hour, you're certainly going to die. Certainly. You're not going to survive more than a couple of days. So, we're talking about levels where you can just like run in front of or through. Obviously, these levels are not produced by a contained source. We're talking about radioactive isotopes. There are in the air, and it means that what I'm trying to say is that there is probably a huge amount of particles in the air with that amount of radiation. So even if you just run through it and you get a very fast flash of radiation, you're going to pick up many particles, which will unfortunately likely going to get stuck into your body and then produce cancers and other horrible things. So this is an update. Unfortunately, no news, good news. So this is the update. The reason why, one thing I want to say is that the reason why I take so much care about telling things about Fukushima rather than talking about malaria and other problems, for example in Africa, wars and etc., is that you can tell that there is a war. You can look up the look at the average at a chart with the average age of people in Congo or in Africa, or which is in Africa, Congo. But look at the ages of people, average expectancy or lifespan, whatever it's called in English. Excuse my English again. And you can tell, well, things are not going well in Congo. You can see that there is a war. You can't hide a war. Well, what's happening in Fukushima is that there is a deception. I think that's the right word. They are covering the truth. The truth is that there is a huge amount of radiation coming out of that place, and things are not getting fixed. Things are not getting fixed. They're waiting for the radiation levels to lower down and for the cores to cool down so they can work on it. But it's not really a big progress. Okay, you have melted nuclear power plants in Fukushima. 3 of them melted. And you have pools full of radioactive stocks of radioactive waste, which are endangered, which are spewing radiation all over the place. And you've had all the explosions, etc. And what you do? You wait. That's your response? You try to cool down a little bit, put a little bit more water. No, that's not a good response. Things are not managed in a way that grants control over the situation. Let me try to explain things a little bit better. Things aren't they can't be put under control. TEPCO is doing things in the wrong way. They're making many mistakes. The Japanese government has been sponsored by TEPCO. They're making many mistakes. But even if they had the best possible tools, if they made the best possible choices to manage this catastrophe in Fukushima, it would have been hard to manage it and put it under control. It's hard to put under control a nuclear power plant that is melted and exploded, and the core is now cutting through the cement to the water beneath the power plant, to the land, the earth, the dirt, that is the gravel, whatever they have beneath the cement, that it's under the melted nuclear core. It cannot be managed and put under control. The situation is, it's out of control, and the only thing you can do is just wait and then pour cement on top of it and make a big heavy block of containment around the whole thing. And yeah, that's a big mess. And the reason why I am so into telling these things to the other world, over the internet, to the few people that see my videos, is that I think that I have enough knowledge, scientific knowledge, to understand the invisible threat of nuclear isotopes, radiation, etc. While if you want to find out what's killing people in Africa, you can do it, and you can. Most of the people have the tools to understand and make things better for the Africans or for people in other places where they have many problems. Okay? You have the tools. Anybody has the tools. Not everybody on the other side have the tools to understand the deception that is going on in Fukushima. When they say a certain amount of radiation has been released by the nuclear plant over the first day, over the second day, it's very unprecise calculation, because the only way, I'm repeating this, already said it, to see how much radiation has been released into the environment is to get the melted cores and what's still in the fuel pools and measure what's still there. The rest, it's gone into the environment. That's the only way you can make a precise measurement. So all this is because I think that nuclear energy, it's quite as bad as fossil fuels. And people have been so much fed into this idiotic thing that you either have either fossil fuels or nuclear fuel. That when you tell somebody, nuclear power plants are dangerous, they're bad, you shouldn't build them, you shouldn't want them, you should close them all and do whatever you can to contain the radiation, because it's going to get worse and worse all over the world. And these people, when you tell this to people, they say, well, carbon is worse. Oh, of course. I mean, I don't like carbon. My suggestion is go for green energy. It may be a little bit more expensive when you begin, but on the long term, you'll be paid back by an immense, unlimited amount of energy, and it's clean. And if you consider health care costs, it's very, very cost efficient. If you govern a nation and you have to take care of diseases caused by carbon and nuclear energy, fossil fuel and nuclear energy, then if you put the cost of healthcare and the calculations of how much energy costs, you'll see that green energy, it's ecological. It's economical, I'm sorry. It's ecological and economical, but it's economical. It costs less on the long term because you will not have to pay cameos and cures for cancers and all the diseases that are caused by, even lung diseases caused by exhaustions, caused by combustion of fossil fuels. So it's a very simple concept. I'm sorry, my English it's awful, but all my best wishes go to the ones who don't grasp things. You know, people need to know. If you know, you do things in a better way. And if you know the gain that you can get from a more respectful society and having good laws and obeying to them, then you can live in a better way. And well, this can be a better world if people are more informed. This is what I'm trying to say. If you're informed, you can make better choices and be more happy and healthy and wealthy. But you have to be informed.